Right away.
Right.
2008.
2008. Oh.
Look how happy you are. You can't stop smiling. Alistair Clarkson, more curious from a Geelong point of view. You guys were too good on the day. Actually, I thought you were better in the 6 weeks. I always say that to people, the 6 weeks, you know, your couple of weeks leading the finals and your finals, the Hawks were absolutely motoring. What was Alistair Clarkson's message through that period and grand final day?
Well, we actually played you guys, meaning the Cats, around 17 or 18, and we lost by a few goals. We had one player, who's probably our best player, made a few mistakes through the middle, Luke Hodge, mistakes he doesn't normally make. So straight after that game, he called us all into the rooms and said, listen, boys, if you want, you can win the whole thing. It's totally up to you, you know. Tonight we played the very best side and they're a great side, but you showed that you're capable. We need to fix a few things. You've got to be so focused, you know, over the next period. So that was where he started to really build up our belief that we were good enough to not only belong in the finals, but to win the whole thing. And I'm glad you said our lead-up form was good, because a lot of people still, when they look back at that grand final, they go, oh, you guys were lucky, got away with it, and so forth. Our final series was red hot. We had a lot of those games won by half time, which is pretty hard to do in a finals. And yeah, we just knew that we need a lot of things to go right, especially against you boys. And, you know, we did. We had things that just worked out as the game went on. We had a few injuries, you know, guys are out of the game. I can remember the runner coming to me early and going, pace yourself, you can't come off. And here I was, especially on my last legs, thinking, okay. Clinton Young goes out of the game and Trent Crode goes out. Brent Guerra kept sneaking behinds, you know, under pressure, just walking through the points and just reset. And then obviously 3/4 time, Stewie Dew moved himself to half forward from half back. And, you know, what he was able to do in that third quarter, along with Mark Williams and the pressure. I've never seen Mark Williams put so much pressure on. He's normally kicking the goals and taking the glory, but the team things that he did were just fantastic. And yeah, we were able to get across the line. I was worried right to the very end though, because I just, even 3/4 time, when Clarko brought us all in, I still knew that we've got to keep going, boys. We can't stop. And I think that's probably what you know, kept us so focused. We knew that Geelong could definitely come with a run, had so many class players, and we were a wonderful team. And yeah, we were able to hang on. And as soon as the grand final was over, I had no doubt Geelong was going to win the grand final next year. And I can still remember, and I probably said it to you when I was shaking hands, because I just knew, it's time to hang up the boots and move on, and what a way to finish. But I just knew that you guys were going to win the next year. I knew how much it would hurt and galvanise the group, and I had great confidence that, yeah, don't worry about the Cats, they'll bounce back.
There was a bit of a nasty grit to you, in a good way. You weren't dirty as a player or anything like that. What do you?
It's a little dirty at times.
Yeah,
absolutely. And that's something that, yeah, I can remember having punch-ons with teammates, just in match practice, even playing basketball games, serious, just because, you know, I was so driven, and I'm terrible at basketball. I'm good at pressure, I can pressure, but I'm terrible at shooting. So, yeah, that's just something that was ingrained in me, you know, and I had to play on the edge. I felt that's when I was, you know, at my best, you know, just to try and be consistent and keep applying myself that way. To be honest, the driving factor for me, as a young kid, I wanted to play AFL football. That was my dream, you know, to play in the big league, and which seemed like a big dream, because in a little country town so far away from the big smoke, you know, not many players from around that area went on to play AFL football. So, you know, was it a realistic dream or not? But you always never give up a bit of hope, and if you dedicate yourself, it's amazing what can happen. So, you know, for me, my mum always was a hard worker, and she had a hard edge about her, still does. And she never got to watch me play footy much as a junior, because she was always working. Yeah. So every time I was playing on the weekend, she was working at the RSL club. When I wanted to go away to boarding school, she took on another job. So she's working 2 jobs just to give me a chance to go away and hopefully do something with my life. And I'll never ever forget that. And, you know, I'm still, every time I see her, I'm still so grateful for that. And that, she was my driving force. Once I started playing at Hawthorn, that was the first time she was virtually able to come and watch me play football. And I could see how proud she was. You know, her son's playing AFL football, he's getting kicked, the team's winning. You know, so that for me, it's like I can influence the way people feel.